Start. Come on. There we go. Hi there. Taking a look at your brochure. We just got a few tweaks to do. If you take a look at just this first spread, you can see that the left and right panels are a lot thinner. And what we've got to do is modify the widths here. If I'm going to take these items down a little bit and put our guides on. Okay, so you're following the column guides. However, you do have space here that is actually part of the column, not column, but the panel. So let's just jump in here. If I take this, I'm just going to make a square in here, and it's the width of the guide in the middle, the gutter. I'm going to pull out a guide here, and this is actually now it's the center of the gutter. So what this means, and I'll do this over here too. Let me put this over here so we've got them both done. And I just do it as a simple guide, okay, to kind of help me figure out where the center point is. Okay, so this center point between the gutter is actually part of, grab the red. Can I grab the red? Can't grab the red. Let me take that pink then. The pink, the center panel, everything's overlapping. It's getting kind of hard here, right here. This is the actual center panel, okay? And then this is the actual size of the first panel. So they all should be identical, okay? So this photo is going to have to go further out, and then I'll pull these back up so it does follow the bleed guides. I don't know why it's not jumping it where it's supposed to go, but okay. So now if you take a look at this, I have to make this larger too. Okay, now you can see that these are all three identical in width. So I have to do that with the other spread as well too, because the center frame or the center panel is again too large. So it's going to affect, again, the left and right side being exactly the same. So all three panels should be identical, okay? Next thing we're going to look at is the guides, making sure everything's following. This follows the guides very, very well. This does not. We jump in here. This center part, you really want to just follow either the panel itself and the column guide, or you could center it with the actual paper size. I hope you can see that pretty well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. One thing we want to do is make sure everything is in. These are very too close in similar placement, so they really should all be in one text frame. And this is something that you just learn as we go along. I'm going to click and put them in here. So it's all going to be in one element. Actually, I'm going to put the address on the bottom. So I'll copy and paste this thing for a second. Okay. Date and time. Cutting it. I'm going to put in one text frame. And make sure it's centered properly. And put it in here. Why did it go there? Okay. Should go in this text frame. Okay. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna change this up a little bit too. I'm gonna just use the column guides for placement. Okay. And this item, I would put the address down by the location. Okay. And let's just put this in 2 lines for grins for a second. Selecting it. 9. Let's do 12. Okay. Again, the size is going to fit the column guides. And I'll put that under here. This item, I'd probably never put a QR code on the front. I'm just going to pop it over here just for now. Okay. And now let's take a look at this a little bit. With the guides off. Okay, this needs to be a little bit bigger, so we'll just go ahead and make that fit the frame. The bottom part is a lot of extra space. So let's just kind of work with this. Let's work this, put this down a little bit. And we have a lot more play up here now. And I'm going to make this a little bit deeper. And what I want to make sure we do is work with spacing. And I just kind of want to go over that with you a little bit again. Now, think about how you're reading this. Japanese summer. Well, what's Japanese summer? How about we do this? I'm going to take this space and do a shift return. It's a Japanese summer festival. I think reads better. A celebration is fine. We've got extra space. Let's go ahead and put this on 2 lines and check our spacing here. 22 and 26. Let's not use defaults, okay? This is 20 and 24. And then this one should be 10 on, that's 10. Let's do this 10 on 12. Okay. This can actually be bigger now too. Let's go 12 on 14. Okay. Now you could just go in here and hit enter keys and put that in there. And that's what I really don't want you to do at all. Okay. We're going to go to the paragraph panel and we're going to add spacing before and after. So Japanese Summer Festival. And then after here, we're going to put space before and move this down. And we'll take this and we'll move this down. And maybe I want that closer. I don't know. Oh, we have a return here. I do not like extra returns anywhere. Now we can do it. Saturday and Sunday. All right. And we could move this down a little bit further because we don't have to have it at the very top. Have it more visually centered. And this could actually go up in size slightly because it is the title. Okay. And I think that's a little bit more cleaner than what you had before. Okay. The list here is going well. And what we're going to learn here shortly is you're going to learn how to use indents and tabs. So this would be an actual tab that you'll put in later. So I'm not going to worry about this for right now, but you're going to learn how to align this really, really well. So all of these dots or lines would align perfectly together and everything would align perfectly over here. I'm not going to show you here now because it's a little difficult to understand and you're going to learn that in a few weeks on how to do this. So you can set this up a little bit nicer later, but it does read very, very well. And one thing I'm going to take out again is this extra return. I do a lot. Extra returns, again, you want to really control everything. Spacing before. Okay? Here too. Taking this out. You can do spacing after. It doesn't matter, just so it's in there. We'll put 2 here. So let's put 2 here. Okay. So again, it's all about controlling everything. All right. And this part, we're going to change. This is extremely difficult to read. So I'm going to get rid of 2 of these. Ooh, there's 3 of them in there. Is there another one? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's even better than what it was. Let me see. If we take this, it is bold. All right. That's when, yeah, that makes it kind of difficult. But let's see what we can do on this one just to give you an idea. All right. Coming in here, I'm going to make a box right about in here. And we're going to give it a color. So let's go ahead and give it a color. I'm going to just do gradient. Let's just put gradient in here. Let's see what happens here. If I go to a dark blue, and then I click on the gradient button, and I'm going to click and drag from here to here. Okay. Now, our text is hidden, so I'm going to cut and paste it back in, or you can object, arrange, bring to front. Okay. But this is a nice, quick way to make text a whole lot readable. And again, make sure it's aligned. Like I say, it's not the same width as the columns, So let's modify that slightly. So that's a better way of doing copy and making it readable. This color can be altered at any time. Let's go to a different color and go to yellow. That doesn't work too well. Green, red. Not sure what red you're using. Make sure, oh, there's your red down here. That doesn't look good with the koi pond. But you can kind of click around here and change different colors and maybe add a different blue, pull a color from here, just make it, just kind of play around with it. And that is with your gradient swatch tool. There's also a gradient swatch tool over here. And if we did this, I don't know. This might be okay. This might be better with just a drop shadow. And I don't really ever like the opacity being 75%, but this actually might work. Being okay. Let's do this one. It's 18. Let's make this a little tighter. Whoops. No. That might be better. I'm still not thrilled with it, but there are a couple ways to get around it. All right, so those are some suggestions on the first panel.